Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. We're on Sunday the 9th of April and I thought it was about time that I gave you a look around the garden, so welcome to this April garden tour. Here we are at the top of the garden, and a couple of videos ago I showed you me sort of refreshing these pots because they each have a little hosta in, so I got rid of the sort of moss and weeds that had grown over the winter, and I put some fresh compost on top, although I can see a little weed there. But if you look, you can see that in a lot of them the hostas are coming back. Oh, these are small hostas, miniature hostas almost. Well, I can see that I need to just pull out the odd little weed that's coming. And there as well. So these should be really nice in a few weeks' time actually. There's a hosta coming there as well. Yeah, so they should be lovely. But at the moment, not a lot to see. Okay, looking over to the rest of the top of the garden, you can see the beehive there, and the bees are coming and going. They're bringing in lots of pollen. I can see little yellow packages of pollen on their legs, so they'll be taking that in to help feed the brood, the babies in the hive. I actually did my first hive inspection of the year earlier on to see how they've overwintered, and yeah, there's still a healthy colony there. There's certainly I certainly saw larvae and capped brood. So that's when a bee evolves. It's an egg, then it becomes larva, and then the bees cover the cell that the larva is in after a number of days. That makes it capped brood, and it then continues its metamorphosis, if you like, into a baby bee. And 21 days it takes in total, and the worker bee is born or eats its way out of the cell. So yeah, so I saw capped brood, I saw larvae, didn't see any eggs, but I think my eyesight's pretty rubbish, so I'm hoping that there's eggs there. I didn't see the queen, but I've never seen the queen yet. So yeah, I do hope that the queen is there. If you see eggs, then you're certain the queen's there, because eggs are only eggs for about 3 days, I think, and then they become larvae, and then, you know, the rest of the life cycle. But yeah, I'll look in a couple of weeks' time and see how things are coming on. So got some bags of cheap compost there that I'm going to be using either on new raised beds, well, and I've got some more potatoes to plant, so put that in 30 litre pots, I think. It's on top of some pallets, and there's another pallet over there, and I'm going to use those pallets to build a log store at some point soon. So that's just another project. And if we go over here, here's the potatoes that I've sown so far. I've got Sarpo, Una, Maris Bard and Charlotte in these pots, and I've got a separate little video that I'll post about what I do when I'm sowing my potatoes. The only potatoes I've got left are Picasso, which are main crop. These ones are first or second earlies. Then I've got main crop, and I've got some more buckets there to get the main crops in, and I'll do that soon. I'm starting to try and get some beds put together, because I want as much growing space as possible. The garden's a bit of a blank canvas. So I've just done a sort of no-dig bed here. The only thing that's in it at the moment is this little peony, which is called Coral Charm. So basically I just put down cardboard and then topped it off with compost. Nothing more sophisticated than that. And there was an area here that was already a bed, but I tidied it all out. And I have these Aquilegia were already in. I don't know what colour they are, I'll see this year. But I had bought just a pack of these little bellis, which are sweet little flowers. And then I had grown some anemones from, not seed, from their corms or whatever. And I've put those in, so I'm hoping we'll get some anemones flowering. And this will continue to be a bed that have flowers of varying descriptions in. The bellis will die back a bit, and I'll put some other flowers in there to sort of revitalise. And similarly, when the anemones stop flowering, they'll stay in there, but I'll just put other flowers in here also. Gets lots of sun, this bed, so we should be fine. These are some tulips that just tail end of last year I popped in the ground. I don't think we're going to get huge blooms, but we'll see. Have I got anything coming yet? Here's some more there are some little flowers in there wanting to grow. Look at these, they just popped up. That's the thing about a new garden, you never quite know what you're going to get. So these daffies just popped up. And this rose is coming on leaps and bounds. You can see it's starting to give us some leaves, so I think that might be quite big. So we'll see how it goes. And here's one of the hostas I brought from my previous garden. It's a big hosta in this pot. I'll need to find somewhere for the pot. At the moment it's just sort of sitting where I dumped it basically, but that will start to give us big leaves quite soon. And this is my pride and joy at the moment. This area here, I've been doing a lot of work. It was very overgrown, and I've been doing a lot of work on this to get it into a nice, hopefully productive growing space. So let me just take you around. Well, you can see here I've got myself a polytunnel, yay! I'll give you a little tour of that in a mo. So this bed is going to be, oh, my fleece is off, let's just take it off. This bed I'm going to sow or grow some peas in, Hurst green shaft, and they don't grow very tall, so I've got this, I constructed this little trellis for them. I had some metal poles, 4 of them, from an old grow house that the cover got ripped, so I kept the poles, and the plastic just I had to get rid of. So they're really good, and this sort of plastic mesh as well for the peas to grow up. And in here at the front of the bed I've just got some radish in that hopefully will give me a little crop in the not too distant future. And then there's plenty of room at the back for the peas. Here we've got a couple of varieties of strawberry. I got strawberry bare roots a month or two ago and popped them in here in this little new bed. Do you like my chickens? I had these back in the old garden. Don't know whether I've shown anyone. I think they're really cute. Behind you can see sort of weed suppressant fabric, but I'm going to put some gravel or whatever in there so it'll look a bit nicer. But I think these little chickens look quite nice. Just dotted along there. And of course you've got the real chickens behind. You can't see them very clearly through the tarpaulin, but the girls are in there. That's Penny. That's Penny. Over in this area, this is a rhubarb. This was here when we moved in. Obviously it was not doing much at that point, but it's coming along very nicely. So, ooh, rhubarb crumble on the cards. Here I just bought some sweet williams and popped them in a pot here, because although I'll be growing a lot of veg and fruit in this area of the garden, I do want flowers here as well. There's nothing under that cloche at the moment. I had it covering these shallots initially, just to bed them in once I'd brought them out to put into the bed. So this is shallot bistro. And under there it's a large pot, and I've got some parsnips thrown in there. So I was just sort of keeping it a bit protected and trying to get a bit of heat so that they germinate. I don't think they've germinated yet, but let's have a look. This is exciting, maybe. Da, da, da. No. No germination as yet. There. This is an original bed, and it's falling to bits, so as soon as the crop in here is harvested, I will be sorting the bed out. I've got some onions which are rubbish, so you can see there's some onions here. These were overwintering onions. I think it was Troy they were called, or Troy. So not really doing that much. This is my garlic. This is garlic that I grew myself and kept some bulbs aside to put in here. It's called Checkmate, and it seems to be doing fine, I think. In here we've got a few little tiny spinach seedlings. It's spinach, but it's teeny tiny, so that's why I've got the this propagator lid on it, or cloche I should say. So whether these survive, because I put them in far too early, but I just wanted to experiment and get them out here. Over here you can see a sort of area that obviously I've had a drill and I've sown some seeds in, and that's beetroot Crosby's Egyptian. So we'll see if we get some nice beetroot germinating there. I've actually got some beetroot in some cell trays and in the polytunnel, so I'll have beetroot to put out here as well. But we'll see if this stuff I sowed in situ comes on. Hopefully it will. Here's some more bellis and a lupin. Again, I bought rather than grew myself, but yeah, I've actually got some lupins coming through. I sowed some seed again in the polytunnel, I'll show you. But I've got a plant that I bought in as well. And while we're looking in this direction, this is needing quite a lot of work, this part of the garden. And I've still got to get that wood sorted out, get it chopped. The little tarp there is covering wood that I've already chopped, and you can see there's a log store over here that's full. Unfortunately, these logs here are rotten, or that would have been another lovely pile of wood for the wood burner, but that's rotten wood. So some of it I've been using in the base of raised beds, and some of it I've just shoved on a bonfire just to get rid of. I mean, it's nice to have some wood piles and things for insects and so on, but I've got quite a lot of wood piles kicking about here, so they shouldn't be lacking. Here's my poor wooden furniture, desperately in need of a spruce up, another project to undertake. And here is my wormery. It's not got its feet on at the moment, I need to get new worms for it and start it again. There's nothing in there at the moment. Right, let's go round to the polytunnel. En route, you can see my raspberry bed here. There's 3 varieties of raspberry, 3 canes of each. And you can see down this side there's some flowers, some bedding plants that I bought. And here I put a load of alliums and tulips in here in the autumn, and they're coming up, which is exciting. And also in here are some ranunculus, so that's a ranunculus there. So again, I grew them, and weeds. I grew ranunculus. I had got the little claws. If you've ever seen a ranunculus, it's not a bulb, tuber maybe, and it looks like a little claw. So the ranunculus claws, I popped in pots, and recently I've popped the ranunculus in here, and I think they're pink shades, which will be quite nice. So yeah, a little bit more weeding needed in there. And if I take you around, I'll do a proper video about how I put the polytunnel up and what I've done to hopefully keep it up, but just to give you a quick run through of what we've got in here. I've got some, well, that's dahlia, peony dahlia, just getting those started off inside. And then we've got Amsterdam forcing carrot there and Eskimo carrot there, not germinated as yet, but they've only been in a few days. They're empty pots down there. And then we have, let me just get in here, we've got some onions there, and over here we've got some red onions as well. I can't remember the varieties, I'll need to look them up actually. And here's some more shallots. I'll probably pop a few of those in. At the back, at the right hand side, that's sweet peas, a couple of varieties there. And here's my peas, Hurst green shaft. So they're looking good. In here, these are just some hanging basket trailing flowers that I bought. So I've just sort of growing them on in here to get them a bit bigger before I pop them in a hanging basket. Then here we have, at the back there you see we've got lupin, avalanche, and then lavatera or lavatera, I'm not quite sure how you say it, here. And here at the front we've got cauliflower all the year round, so get them a bit bigger before they go in anywhere. And then at the top here you can see I've got a variety of things in here. There's courgette, shooting star, and Primula F1. They're not up yet, but I do have some Swiss chard coming up, some borage, and Russian tarragon is doing nothing, dill's doing nothing. Oh no, there's some dill, yay. And then at the back there is parsley, chives, garlic chives in fact, and then wasabi rocket, which is quite interesting, that I grew last year. And over here I'm astride my little potting box there, right, that's better. And here we have some more of the spinach, more spinach, it's called spinach red vein. And we have here some calabrese, and we have here, or will have here, hopefully rudbeckia and celeriac and celery. Colin the cat was sitting on this earlier on, just as well, there's nothing through yet. Then here we've got a couple of little pots. I'm taking part in the Single Seed Potato Challenge 2023. This is organised by Steve at the Digwell Green Fingers channel. Look that up, hashtag SSPC 2023. And I've got 5 pots of well, it's actually a one seed potato that I've cut into 5 bits, each with an eye or a chit, and there's 2 of them there, and the other 3 are, if I just swing you around somewhere, that's a good question. Where, oh yeah, they're down there. Oh no, they're not. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Oh, they're under there. There they are, hiding. They've not peeked up through the soil, so I'm quite happy that they're just under there at the moment. Is that all we have in here at the moment? Yes. Next lot of seeds I'm going to sow though, so lots more to do. Yeah, so this is the polytunnel. Okay, I'm down in the little courtyard area now, just outside the house, and you can see I've got some seedlings here. This is Swede, best of all, and Brussels sprout Trafalgar, which are coming on nicely. These are some failed pots that I'll need to just utilise the compost somewhere else. And then I've got some lovely little violas again. I just bought them in, I didn't grow them myself. And if I swing you round, over at the plastic grow house, we've got some things growing in here. This is cornflower polka dot, and these should be marigolds and nasturtiums, but I don't think they're up yet. So yeah, cornflowers, marigolds, nasturtiums. Down here we have some beetroot. This is Detroit dark red, and you can see I've multi-sown it in these cells, so when they grow a bit bigger I'll be able to just take the contents of the cell and pop it into the ground, and we'll get them growing as a little clump. This is, what is this? Oh, turnip, Milan purple, or purple top. So again, grow multi-sown, and they'll get these a wee bit bigger and put these out up in one of the veg beds. And then this is leek autumn giant 2. So I think you should be able to see there's just leeks starting to show there. There, nothing in there. And then down here we've got lettuce romaine ballon, and they're quite happy. Maybe need a wee, definitely need a water. That's warm weather. And then looking round here, just outside the back door, we've got a little mix there of some daffodils, and there's tulips, more daffodils, tulips. Now these are starting to appear, which is nice, quite exciting. And these are daffodils, but not doing anything yet. And here's 3 more peonies. These are coming up, so I'll grow those on a bit and then pop them in a bed. And then over here, more lettuce. This is winter density, looking good. This is a different variety of Brussels sprout, didn't do so well. I've got one full basket. And then I lost these lettuce. I did not care for them correctly, and they just dampened off. And here's the quail. The quail are in the bad books at the moment, or should I say one quail in particular is in the bad books. And that quail is Caroline, this girl here, because, and I'm blaming it on her and not the other wee quail in this area, because Quentin, my poor boy, I've segregated him, I don't know whether you can see, he had really bad head wounds over his eyes. I wasn't even sure he had eyes. Just one day, a couple of days ago, all of a sudden, I looked in and there he was standing really dejected, all covered in blood, and his eyes swollen shut. And for some reason, Caroline here took a dislike to him, even though they've been together for years, and that's his daughter, and she gave him a good hiding. But that's quail for you. They can be really, they're really a nightmare sometimes. They can be quite cruel to each other. So I can see Quentin's eye open, this eye anyway, so at least I know he's got sight. He has one eye okay. Turn around and let me see the other one. The other one's still shut. They do tend to get over things quite well, but and he's looking a lot perkier, but at one point I did wonder if we were going to have to, because if he didn't have any sight, you know, I don't think it'd be fair to keep him going. But I think he's perked up and hopefully he's going to be okay. But I've just put this rudimentary little barricade in here. I'll need to change his water. He's been putting straw in it. Yeah, so he's a poor lad. But they are so cruel sometimes. Yes, you are, girls. Horrors. Well, I hope you enjoyed that look around the garden. It's coming on, still lots to do, but we're getting there. I hope next month there'll be even more colour in the garden as we start getting flowers showing their faces. And so I look forward to showing you that in May. But for now I think I'll call a halt. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. And I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye bye for now.